What's up, guys? This is Kephas, and here we are in Duskwood, continuing our journey as a Void Elf Huntress. Here to talk to this ghost, Blind Mary. I take offense to that. Just kidding. I'm not the only blind person in the world. Okay, retrieve Mary's looking glass from the insane ghoul. No problem. No problem at all. Okay, and we also need to kill some dudes around here, but it looks like this has been picked clean a little bit by somebody else. But we will get what we can. I think we only need to kill like 8 of them, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Bam. Whoop, whoop, whoops, get out of that. Gotta love GTFO. Let me know when I'm in danger. It's like my seeing eye mod. Here's another one. Alright. So we gotta kill these guys. No sweat. No sweat at all. I really like leveling up in Duskwood. It just has a really cool, you know, vibe to it. I remember leveling here before the Cataclysm changes with the quest lines, where they were really cool back then as well, and it's definitely kind of evolved in a sense. Like, you know, it's more. I guess the quests are more smooth now, but there was something about the old quest lines with the Legend of Stalvan and going to different zones. I think you had to go to Westfall and do something, and then you'd come back. That was kind of neat. Kind of, you know, having the game kind of felt like it flowed a little bit better back then. Well, maybe it didn't flow better, but it kind of like overlapped with other zones. Whereas like now it's like every zone kind of has its own story, very segmented in a way. But I guess like that's the price you pay for having a more fleshed out zone, I guess, whatnot. But I remember those old quest lines, and I remember Stitches. That was a big part of this zone. He's still part of this zone, I do believe. But what I remember is just being completely caught off guard by Stitches, going down the path down towards us. Stranglethorn, he'd just kind of appear sometimes, and he'd scare the crap out of you because it's this giant, you know, ghoul just walking up the road. So you don't really see that anymore. I think someone had to summon him back then, and now I don't really remember how it works, because I think I have completed this zone like maybe once, but I don't fully remember what happens. I think he shows up or something like that, but I don't remember what it is. But yeah, this zone has always been a zone that is very nostalgic for me. Even though like I've mained Horde for so long, for whatever reason, the Alliance zones kind of are more nostalgic, and I think that's kind of annoying. I do apologize. I think the reason why is because I started playing on Alliance, and for like maybe the first couple years when I played this game, I was running around on the Alliance characters. So I remember making new characters all the time. Something I've always done, even back in the day when leveling was like long and tedious. It didn't feel long and tedious back then because it was the game, you know, and it was what was fun. So and that's really never changed for me. I still enjoy it even now. I enjoy it even more so now with this new system. These ninja guild invites, man. It's I remember I used to do a podcast called Mod Minute, and it was on the instance, and one episode I remember when those ninja guild invite mods, you know, started becoming a thing, and it really annoyed me at first. I've kind of gotten used to it. I've kind of accepted it. Blizzard hasn't done anything to get rid of them. It's funny, people, you know, people think Blizzard's gonna ban them for the littlest things, and but you know, like they're pretty lenient, to be honest, with a lot of stuff. They haven't banned that, and that's basically just a one giant lazy spam mod, in my opinion. That's how I've always seen it. Well, that was some lag. I know people want to get people in their guild, so if you use it, I'm not trying to dog you. I just feel like just sending out those kind of invites without actually communicating with people, you know, and doing it a certain way. I don't know. It's just people are trying to get guild members. I get it. It's a recruitment tool. It's like putting up a help wanted ad. But man, it's annoying when you're just trying to play the game. I guess I could turn guild invites off, so I would just get whispers then. I guess that would probably be the thing. Maybe that's why they don't really care about it so much, because you can kind of turn guild invites off, and I probably should do that. But then it always sucks, because then whenever you do go join a guild, you forget that that's on, and you're like, oh crap. So I don't know. It's a win-lose, or win-win, or lose-lose. I don't know. But yeah, I used to hate that mod so much. Like I said, I've kind of accepted it now. But yeah, I'll have to turn it off. Anyways, it's been fun. Like I've really enjoyed leveling up. I've been leveling a couple different characters, along with this one. Not any void elves or anything, not yet. But I'm such an altaholic, man. Like I've got like ooh, a rare. Let's fight that guy. Let's see if he's tough. Ooh, he stunned me though. Look at this. Uh-oh. There we go. We got him. He's nothing. No problems. It's so exciting seeing low-level rares. I don't know why. They drop a lot of times they drop like greens, and sometimes, you know, if you're leveling up characters and you get greens or blues, world drops we'll call them, it's worth going to see what they're worth on the auction house. You might make some money that way. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you that you'll probably make a little bit of gold. Not a lot unless you get really lucky. There are some pieces that might go for a lot more. But sell your BOEs, man. You'll make money from them. I guarantee it. It may be a slower market, but there are people out there looking for transmog. So as I get these BOEs, I've gotten a couple now. We'll sell them on the auction house. It's another neat little way to make money. Actually, leveling up alts is a great way to make, you know, passive money. I mean, unless you hate leveling characters, man, this rain is intense and it's making this zone look awesome. But unless you just hate leveling, it's probably not worth it to you to do it, because you know, you want to try to have fun with whatever you do in the game. So if making gold, you want to try to have fun doing it. That's why I don't farm as much anymore, because I don't really have a lot of fun farming unless like I'm doing something else. Like I'll be sitting and chatting with my wife, and you know, she'll be doing something and I'll just be talking to her while I'm farming. So that makes it less painful, because then I can sit there and talk to her for hours and just focus on that while passively farming stuff. But if I'm just sitting here playing the game, I cannot sit and farm. I go crazy. So I remember back in the day when I had a lot more friends that played the game with me, we used to sit on like Skype or Ventrio. If anybody remember Ventrio? That was before the days of Discord, which Discord's now the new thing, which is awesome. But back in the day, it was Ventrio, and we would sit on there for hours and just chit chat and talk about whatever, and it made farming so much easier. So yeah, that's just man, I'm getting so nostalgic with this game right now because of all this old content. It's awesome. But let's get back to Darkshire. Okay, we need to go talk to Mary, which means we gotta run through this field full of enemies. Ooh, what's going on in here? Alright, what's this guy? Take him out. I'm sure more are gonna come in and try to fight me. That's fine. Whoop. I love Harpoon. I think Harpoon is really neat. It's like Charge, but just a different type of charge. I could honestly probably put Harpoon in my macro, but I don't really like to do that. Just like I don't like putting Charge in my macro. That was not the house we were even supposed to go to. Hang on a second. Oh, just kidding. I guess we're done with Blind Mary. Anyways, yeah, I don't like putting harpoons or charges, abilities like that in my macros, just because it can get kind of dangerous. So, you know, we don't want to. I remember one time I had tried putting charge in my macro, and I went and fought Deathwing, the final fight on my. Back then, my warrior was a goblin. I've race changed that warrior so many times now, it's crazy. But back then he was a goblin, and I'll never forget it. I rushed forward, charged in, because I was using my macro, and I charged right off the island platform and died right when the fight started. And then it like ported me back to the beginning of the instance, so I missed out on the fight. So yeah, that was my lesson. Ever since then, I've been like, probably best not to put charge in the macro or any abilities like that. So I think I have like I forget what it's called, the Demon Hunter charge talent in the macro, and that one doesn't seem to be a problem though. But there's a shamans have one, druids have pounce, and now even hunters have one, and it's just I love those abilities because it helps you know, keep up good pace in the fights. So it's pretty cool. But now we're heading south, so let's get down there real quick. Alright, fighting more Worgen. You know, one of these days, there's a couple years ago I started this series that I really enjoyed doing, and it was called A Hero's Journey in WoW. And basically what it was, if you haven't seen it, there's like 3 episodes up on my channel, so if you ever want to watch them, cheap plug, go check it out. It's really neat, I think. But it's basically, it outlines the zone's story. So I've done one for Death Knell, which is the undead starting area, and then I moved on into Tirisfal Glades, and dang it, jerk, you going in there? Fine, I'll stay out here for a minute. And then I go into Silver Pines. So basically the undead starting area, you know, up to Silver Pine, and I did 3 separate videos where I basically just shared the stories and as much information as I could to explain what goes on in those zones, because I feel like, you know, this series is a great example of you know, of it. Like, I think a lot of us, you know, myself included, you know, we kind of blast through the zones, we level up as fast as possible, and we don't really want to read the text because, you know, it slows us down. And, you know, like with me, like it really slows me down because it takes me forever to read. But if I'm in the mood for it, or if I'm just like focused on it, it's not so bad. So I've been thinking about picking that series back up and sharing more zones, you know, and telling those stories and just continuing on that series. There's so much content to do in the game. I'd like to keep that up. It would be something to do, and I think people liked what I did. It's just that it's so time consuming. Like I mean, like, to read everything and get through the zone and make sure that you don't miss anything, which it's actually even easier now because of these chapters, and I know that I'm following the right path. So the game is actually better because it's helping. It's designed to make sure I don't miss anything now. So I think now with the changes and with the scaling, it's a perfect time to redo that, you know, that series, and just also just for myself to learn the stories of the game. I'm very interested in the stories, even though most of the time I just kind of skip the quest text. But again, that's because, you know, reading and it slows things down. And what are we doing here? I'm kind of confused. What am I supposed to be doing? It says Muddy Journal Pages. Oh, right here in front of me. Jeez. Okay, that's fine. See, if I read quest text, I'd know what I was supposed to do there. Case in point. Yeah, one of the things that's kind of neat now, I keep forgetting this. You know, they've done the whole mob sharing thing. You both get credit now. So if the competition thing isn't as much of a problem as it used to be, because if a fellow teammate is attacking an enemy, you can join in the fight and get credit for your quest. So I actually forgot about that until just this very second. So if you didn't know that already, don't be too hostile. Don't get mad at people because they're, you know, leveling with you or leveling around you. Don't do that. You don't have to do that thing where you hog up enemies to try to run them out. Like, you guys can share. It's fine. You both get loot. You both get credits for your quests now. So I think that makes the game better. A lot of people, for whatever reason, I guess, you know, traditionalist or whatever you want. Well, I'm a Worgen. I just realized that I was a Worgen. I want to be a Void Elf. Thank you very much. That's the new hotness. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, maybe they're just old school MMO players or traditionalists or whatever you want to call them now. MMOs have been around for that long. I guess there's an old school, you know, and it's an old school mentality of, you know, it breaks the feeling of it being an MMO. It feels more single player. I actually disagree. I feel like it does the opposite, because, like, you're working together. You don't have to group up and go through menus and do that stuff necessarily now. You can work together, and sometimes you can't. Like, it actually encourages you to group up, because, like, I know I have a few times, especially like in the Legion stuff, but we're less hostile. Like, I'm less like. Well, I was never hostile because I don't usually get hostile with people, but people in general are less hostile questing and more willing to work together, which is what I think you want. I don't think you want, you know, hostility and all that kind of stuff. I think you want to encourage people to, you know, work together, even if they don't group up in a party as much. You know, you know, you ask yourself, unless you're like with a buddy and you're starting out that way, is it really necessary to party up for one or two quests? You know, I don't think so. You know, I think that you know, you can communicate and you can do everything outside of that. And then, you know, with the grouping options, you know, you're partying up. I feel like I party up even more now. More higher levels, for sure. But, you know, again, like I said, like, it's been a very long time since there's ever been a need to quest together. I do remember I had a friend that I used to play. He used to play WoW a lot with me, and we used to level up together. We did it like 2 or 3 times, and man, it was some of the most fun I have ever had leveling up a character. Like, because it was just like you have someone to do stuff with, to talk to, and like you really get more. I feel like, at least I do. I can't speak for everyone, but I get more out of the game, you know, when I have other people there to share the experience with. But I feel like that's true of any game for me. Like, I love playing games with people. So, like, my wife and I, we play Mario together, and it's like, you know, Mario's like how many years old now? How many times have I beaten Super Mario Bros. Or even Super Mario World? And we'll play through it every now and then, and it's like so much fun. Like, we'll spend a weekend, you know, playing Mario, and like not doing like the rush to Star World, or you know, trying to rush through it. Just, you know, playing through it and having fun. So, like, but it's especially true for this game. Like, I keep teasing her all the time. Like, one of these days I'm gonna get you to play WoW with me, so you know, you can join in on the fun, because that would make things so much more fun. You know, so, and she's always like, man, like, because like my wife's not really a gamer, but you know, she like watches me play a lot, and she's like, man, this game, you know, if I had the time, I'd probably get into this game. This game is really sweet. I was like, heck yeah, it is, dude. It's Warcraft. Warcraft's the best. You know, and that's the thing. Like, WoW, a lot of times, like, it seems to draw in a lot of people. Hey, look at that, we leveled up, level 22. It draws in a lot of people who aren't normal gamers. You know, they're not like people that play everything else. You know, so it's true of a lot of people that play this game. So, like, I play everything. I love all video games. You know, but you know, for people like her and other people I know that you know, that play it, like, I think a lot of people are just turned off by, look at that, we finished a chapter, so we got 1 out of the 5 chapters done. That's awesome. But yeah, a lot of people, you know, I think they're, if anything, they're just turned off by the amount of time that it could take to play this game, you know. So and that's fine. I would rather them be turned off than them speed the game up too much and make it less fun, if I want to be honest. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I like the time investment in this game, you know, and I'm a 30-something with a family, so, you know, don't give me that crap about, I'm 30, I don't have time, so I should be able to buy my way through the game. You should find a new hobby. That's my personal opinion. Don't want to make anybody mad. I'm just giving my personal opinion. So, anyways, we'll close with that note since we finished the chapter, and I just probably offended some folks. Just kidding. You know, I love you guys. You know, I love everybody who loves video games. So, we'll go down here and turn this quest in, and then we'll continue our adventures in Duskwood. Looks like we're heading a little bit further west this time. So we're level 22, and we're going to continue our journey. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. You can also subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter at TheKephas to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. This is Kephas. Until next time.